Hello and welcome to our live stream coverage of this afternoon's SWPL 1 match between Partick Thistle and Hibernian here at Petershill Park. Apologies for the slightly late start, just a couple of technical issues with the picture for our stream as we were going live there, but should now be working, and the early stages have been fairly even. Both teams having an attack, have shot from Thistle flying over the bar, and Hibs with a couple of good crosses in the box dealt with by the Jags defence. And at the moment it's a goal kick to Thistle, which Megan Cunningham is there to take. I'll give you a quick run through the teams in just a second. For Thistle, it's Megan Cunningham in goals, Kim Murphy, Rebecca McGowan, Claire Doherty, Rachel Donaldson, Amy Bullock, Cara Henderson, Taylor McGlashan, Abby Ferguson, Leah Robinson and Jordan McClintock. On the Thistle bench, Danica Diel, Rosie Slater, Claire Adams, Lindsay Taylor, Taylor Fisher and Imogen Longcake. For Hibs, it's Benny Halland, Shannon Leishman, Lucy Parry, Leah Eddy, Leanna Hines, Michaela McAloney, Ailey Adams, Leah Tweedy, Ellis Notley, Ava Koiken and Brooke Nunn. They've got two substitutes, Daniela Kaczynska and Nor Mustafa. Ball bouncing around in the box here for Thistle to try and go and attack, and it's Rachel Donaldson picking it up here, forced out a little bit wider, and then possession taken off her by Hines, and now Hibs will try and work their way out. Here's Nunn tried to turn away from Amy Bullock, but Bullock sticking to her task well and had that ball into play. Yes, just about had done. And a throw in for Kim Murphy to take, wearing the captain's armband today in the absence of Demi Faulkner, who is out suspended, and of course she's one of two saying farewell to Thistle today. Her final game, also Taylor McGlashan's final game, so two great servants for the club, both bidding farewell. Here's Ferguson playing it forward, looking for Doherty's run, but that was a clearance from Notley, the Hibs captain, and that one will go out for a throw in on Thistle's right hand side. And the Jags able to gain some territory here. Throw in taken, and then the ball into the box, hooked away by McAloney. Both teams with a slightly depleted look. As I say, Thistle with their suspension problems, with their injury problems, likewise for Hibs. Still two strong teams out there, and here's Doherty's cross looking for Ferguson. Ferguson should get there ahead of McAloney, and then the second ball won by Leishman. Good defending there from the Hibs number 2, and now Parry will look to bring it forward for the away side, and he'll play it infield and now start again from the back with Leishman. Here's Koiken playing it forward to Parry. A couple of Thistle players claiming that ball had gone out of play, but play on. A cross-field pass now which will find Hines, laid back to Notley. And Hibs just keeping a bit of possession at the moment. It's played to Notley on the right-hand side of defence. She'll look to go long with it, aiming it towards Tweedy. Good control from number 15, and then plays a 1-2 with Hines before knocking it on to Michaela McAloney. Now Koiken again looking for a diagonal out to the right hand side where Hines is making a run, but Murphy will get there and play that one out for a Hibs throw. Throw in taken relatively quickly. Hines will get it back, plays it infield towards Nunn, but again it comes back to Hines. Her cross after a touch, and a header from Tweedy. That one goes behind her, and it will be Parry trying to keep it in play. She does manage to do that. Plays it back to McAloney. Her cross in the middle now, too high for any of her teammates, and Murphy's first to it, but it will drop to Koiken about 5 yards outside the box, and she'll move it to the right hand side. Tweedy controls well, but couldn't get to the second touch before one of the Thistle defenders. Now there's a counter attack on for the Jags. Donaldson. Henderson ahead of her, plays it through to Henderson, try to get away from Notley. Notley holding on to her. Henderson keeps going, try to cut back inside onto her right foot, lays it back to Rachel Donaldson, who takes the shot on, and it veers well away from goal. Ferguson thought about trying to keep that one in, but always had a little bit too much on it to be able to reach that. But promising first real dangerous attack for Thistle in terms of cutting Hibs open, and Notley doing just about enough to slow Henderson down and force Thistle into a distance shot. But a big day on all in SWPL 1. The bottom 6 have all played and completed their fixtures, and Hamilton now confirmed as the second bottom team, so they'll go into the playoff against Gartcairn, who likewise they confirmed their playoff spot in SWPL 2. But the top 6, Thistle and Hibs, nothing to play for in terms of position. Thistle will finish 6th, Hibs will finish 5th no matter what happens today, but elsewhere Glasgow City Rangers and Celtic all vying out for the SWPL 1 title. Here's Hines playing it down the line. McGlashan racing here against Nunn, gets there first. Will she be able to keep it in? She does keep it in, but almost gives it away in doing so. Eventually gives away the throw in. So again, chance for Hibs to get this one into the box if they want. Throw in taken to McAloney. She goes back away to Eddie. Eddie across to Leishman. Leishman will bring it forward. Goes across to Koiken. Koiken opens it up onto her right side, gives it to McAloney. McAloney trying to get through to Adams, and will find Adams here, going towards the byline. Keeps it in play and cuts it back to McAloney. Her shot, that one's over the top. Good play from McAloney in the first place to get that pass through to Adams, and Adams took it off the toe of Hines, but made sure that she did it with purpose, finding that pass back to McAloney, but couldn't get her foot around it to an extent that could put it on target and threaten Megan Cunningham's goal. Cunningham aiming a kick towards Donaldson and McClintock. It was won by Koiken. Now the second ball coming Thistle's way, and Henderson trying to get there ahead of McAloney and does enough, but then Donaldson's pass is intercepted by Nunn. Nunn, who was on the score sheet the last time these two teams met at Meadowbank, a 3-1 win for Hibs that day. Their only win of the split fixtures. Thistle still looking for that first win, although did get their first point a couple of weeks back away at Hearts. Likewise, Hibs have drawn one with Hearts. Here's Nunn, forced back the way by Bullock. Lays it off to Ellis Notley. On to Hines. Hines inside to Koiken, who's getting plenty of touches on the ball in the early stages. Notley now. Down the line to Koiken. Koiken try to play it on, but it's blocked by Donaldson. It comes back off the Hibs player, so it will be Thistle's throw. Kim Murphy on to take it. Joined in December 2020, so has been here for a few years now, and it will be our 57th and final appearance for the club today. And I'm sure there'll be a few tears shed at full time when her and Taylor McGlashan sort of say their final goodbyes, at least in terms of matchday involvement. Here's Henderson moving it out wide. Checks back onto her right, forced out towards the sideline, and is going to win a throw in. Did well there after getting caught in a little bit of a cul-de-sac. So another throw in for Murphy to take. Donaldson offering short, now McClintock will come short and it will go to McClintock, who will lay it back to Murphy. Right footed cross into a good area here. Header away is a good one though. It will drop at the edge of the box to Nunn. Bullock steps in ahead of McAloney. It will break towards Docherty, who skips away from McAloney, puts a cross in pretty early. Leishman heads it away, but Rebecca McGowan will keep it alive. Ferguson, Donaldson getting each other's way, and now it comes back out to Docherty, heads it into the middle. Donaldson try to flick it onto McGowan. McGowan controls on her right foot, tries a quick shot, but didn't really get as much behind that one, didn't have the back lift, and it was just a bit of a snapshot, not to cause any problems for Benny Halland in the Hibs goal. Here's Notley. Notley aiming a ball long towards Adams. Adams is in behind the two Thistle centre halves here, controls it, cuts it back at the edge of the box. It's Tweedy, low shot, blocked by Docherty, comes back out towards Tweedy, over her head though. Now it's Adams again. She'll play out wide to Hines. Hines in towards the edge of the box, but Taylor McGlashan will be first to that and she'll clear it. Here's Eddie taking it forward into the Thistle half, chipping a ball out to the left hand side. It's a good ball as well. Parry now, driving at Docherty, gets past her, low cross in the middle. Robinson will clear that. It'll be a throw into Hibs, but again Hibs now finding a way to break Thistle down a little bit more and finding a few of those balls in behind, in particular early Adams doing a good job of making those runs and giving Thistle something to think about early on. Throw in taken into McAloney from Parry. Goes back to Parry. Parry away from Bullock. Keeps the ball in play right on that sideline. Coykin now challenging with McClintock. That ball's still in play according to the assistant. Here's Parry, goes back the way to our defence. Long ball forward, diagonally. Parry now on it after McAloney's touch. It was a great touch from McAloney. Now she'll put the crossing towards Adams, and it finds Adams over McGlashan's head. McGlashan though recovers well. Murphy pokes it away. Hines takes a right-footed shot on, but that one straight at Megan Cunningham. And again, just finding a way to test Thistle, and that diagonal ball to the left-hand side has paid dividends a couple of times for the visiting Hibees. Long ball forward, aiming for Henderson. She flicks it on but can't quite find Ferguson with that little headed touch. It'll be cleared by Hibs and only as far as a throw in for Thistle in front of the Hibs dugout. Hibs will win it back quickly. Thistle will then do the same. Ferguson felt she was fouled and the referee agrees. Free kick to the Jags just inside their own defensive half. Demi Falconer missing today's game, as I said earlier, with suspension, but she's still going to finish as the player with the most starts in this Thistle squad for the third season in a row. 34 this season, 31 last season, 18 the season before that. It's Notley heading it away for Hibs from Robinson's free kick. Adams turns well and she's upended by McClintock, and she's going to get a talking to, and it looks like that's all it's going to be, but probably just treading the line of a yellow card there, with Hibs aiming to build some sort of counter-attack. Ball into the centre for Coykin, lays it back to Eddie. Eddie again. Longer ball out to Hines, and she does really well to control that. Back the way to Notley. Right-footed diagonal ball, looking for that switch out to Parry again. Doherty intercepts this time, but will eventually make its way out to Parry. Parry driving at Doherty. Right-foot cross in the middle, McGlashan with the clearance. There'll be none to pick it up in the centre of the park. Pokes it on to Coykin. Now further out wide to McAloney. Got space to pick it across here. Cuts it back to Tweedy. Saved by Cunningham, but turned in at the second attempt. It's Leanna Hines who turns it in. Great burst down the left-hand side by McAloney. Picked out Tweedy, and Thistle were able to keep it out, but couldn't do so the second time. And that one, after 15 minutes, gives Hibs the lead. So a blow for Thistle. Hibs had been threatening growing into the game, but now get their reward for a couple of incisive moves that led to moments of worry for the Jags, and now we'll see how Thistle respond after falling behind. Here's McGowan for Thistle. Gives it into Amy Bullock. Bullock trying to get it over to Ferguson, but that left-footed pass cut out by McAloney, and she'll drive forward with the ball past Bullock. Still going, feeds out wide to the left where it's Tweedy. Tweedy, first time cross with a left foot. Robinson comes to meet it, flicks it partially away, but it'll fall to Adams here. Rebecca McGowan steps in though, and she'll take it out to the left-hand side. She's pressed by Adams, trying to get past her, and it'll be Thistle's throw off of Ailey Adams. So 15 minutes gone, and first goal of the game goes the way of Hibs. Hines with it. Murphy's throw down the line in the direction of Cara Henderson. She's tackled by Coykin. It'll be another Thistle throw 20 yards further up the line. Hibs looking to end a 5-game run of defeats since a 1-1 draw with Hearts at Easter Road. Here's Ferguson pressing for Thistle. Doherty now to take the throw after Allen's clearance. It's into Abby Ferguson. She dribbles inside and looking for that pass, switches it out to Kim Murphy. Murphy looking for a first time ball forward, finds McGowan. McGowan goes down. Referee is going to give that free kick. And another chance for Thistle to get a ball into the Hibs box. And Hibs, as I said earlier, not able to climb and get anywhere near 4th place where it's Hearts this season. 13 points behind their city rivals coming into today's games, despite having a goal difference that's 3 better. Robinson chips this one in. Henderson attacking it, punched by Haaland. Henderson goes down holding her face, and play is going to be stopped so she can get some attention. Bravely going for that one, but it was equally adept goalkeeping from Haaland as she got that one well clear of danger. So it's going to be a stoppage now, as Cara Henderson receives some treatment for that knock. Have a quick look at the scores elsewhere while there is that little break, just to keep you up to date with the situation in that title race in SWPL 1. But no goals to report in either of those games. So Celtic hosting Hearts in Airdrie. In fact, I believe that one's at Celtic Park today. Then at Ibrox, Rangers women and Glasgow City, that one's still 0-0. Both teams going over to their respective dugouts to have a little bit of a chat after the opening 20 minutes. It's Hibs that have the lead. So day of goodbyes for Hibs as well as Thistle. Their head coach Dean Gibson leaving at the end of this season, which of course ends after today. 3 years in charge for him and a couple of 4th place finishes, but now on his way out. And at the moment going out with a victory, second victory of the 10 post-split fixtures. Both would be against Thistle if they can hang on to this, but a long way to go in this one, 70 minutes or so. Eddie looking for a ball out to parry. It's a decent looking ball, but Doherty had it covered, gets back in, gets a touch on it and then plays it up the line. McAloney will clear it for Hibs from the halfway line, and it goes out for Thistle throw midway inside the Jags half. Henderson ready to get back on the pitch, and really does so as this throw-in is ready to be taken. It is taken by Doherty into Cara Henderson. Good skill to get away from Leishman. Still going Henderson. No passes on, but keeps the ball herself and does brilliantly to win a free kick. It was Eddie in the end that tripped her up, but Henderson had little to no option in terms of passing the ball. Had to keep going herself, showing that dribbling ability, and did an excellent job in finding their way through and winning a free kick. So it'll be Bullock to take it. Swings it in with the right foot towards Henderson, over her, headed away by Koiken. Now Adams looking to race the other way, but Donaldson steps in, gets a toe on the ball, and that'll be Hibs' throw. But now a few Thistle set pieces that have been in decent areas but seen off relatively easily by the High Bees. Notley to take this throw in. Goes into McAloney's feet, back to Notley. First time she hits it long. McGlashan beats Adams to the header. McGowan keeps that one in play. McAloney with an unchallenged header to knock it forward, but again Thistle pick up the second ball, but Bullock gives that one away. Now driving forward McAloney, try to feed it out to Parry again, but Doherty steps in, and that link up on the Hibs left hand side is proven difficult to deal with, but Doherty, to be fair, the last few has stepped in and stepped up to the challenge. McAloney now again looking for a long ball to Tweedy, flicked on by Tweedy to Adams, but she was offside and the offside flag goes up against her. Ferguson's header will deflect off of Parry, it looked like, and go out for a Thistle throw. Doherty over to take it. Doherty into Bullock. Bullock can't control, away by Coykin, but straight to Rebecca McGowan. She'll chip it forward looking for Claire Doherty. Could be a very good ball here, but McEloney steps in. That'll be a corner to Thistle ever, and another chance to get this ball into the box and see what they can do in testing the Hibs defence. It looks like it's going to be Amy Bullock across to take it. Robinson and McGlashan making their way forward. Nobody left up for Hibs. Just Doherty and Murphy back for Thistle. Loading the 6-yard box here. One arm raised from Bullock and puts it in towards that area. Straight over everyone in the middle though, and that one will carry all the way through to the opposite side for a Hibs throw. Again, Notley to take. Looking down the line. Eventually goes into Hines. Hines will just play it out the park, and that one lands on the roof of the main stand here at Petershill Park. So, gonna need another ball, which the Thistle coaching staff deliver. Murphy to take this throw in, going into Cara Henderson in the box. Try to control it with her chin really, then takes a shot on, and that one off the post again. What a goal that is from Cara Henderson. Straight from Kim Murphy's throw in, she controlled it with one touch and then just saw the opportunity to shoot and volleyed it across goal and off the post, and that's a great response from Thistle about 10 minutes after going behind.
Goal for Partick Thistle, number 16, Cara Henderson.
So 1-1 here at Petershill Park, and it's Cara Henderson with her 11th of the season. Currently Thistle's top goal scorer, and you can see exactly why with that sort of finishing ability and that sort of creativity as well. Here is Henderson out to Abby Ferguson. Ferguson driving infield. Got two Thistle teammates ahead of her, keeps it herself, plays it on to Rachel Donaldson, strikes with the right foot off the post and wide. Close to a quick fire second for the Jags. Great running from Abby Ferguson, unselfish laying it out to Donaldson, but she just couldn't quite squeeze it into that near post. Thistle seemed to have just unsettled Hibs a little bit, who had looked relatively controlled for the first 20 minutes or so. Benny Allen just taking a little bit of time with this goal kick, and possibly just because they want to take a bit of the sting out of what Thistle are doing. It's a good goal kick, and Robinson meets it, but it goes backwards. McGlashan will step in and tackle Ailey Adams, and Taylor McGlashan down injured here, and didn't look like there was much contact there, which could be a serious problem for the Thistle number 17. Immediately getting some treatment from the Thistle physio, but it didn't look like a good one, and she looks in a lot of pain. But a wee break in the game. Thistle had raised the tempo, getting that goal back. Leanna Hines had Hibs in front after 15 minutes, but 10 minutes on and Thistle get the goal back through Cara Henderson. Big chance to make it 2-1 almost immediately after the kick-off through Rachel Donaldson, but she hit the outside of the post. And now a stoppage in play with Taylor McGlashan down, struggling with what looks like a knee injury, and it doesn't look great. And stretcher coming on. So almost certainly the end of her game, and in her final game as a Thistle player. Shame it would end this way, but she can be very proud of the years of service she's given to Partick Thistle, signing with the club back in the SWPL Division 1. She's been with us right through our rise up to the top flight of Scottish football and into the top 6. This season only made a handful of appearances, unfortunately injuries getting in the way of regular minutes, but back on the pitch for this final game. Unfortunately it seems like injuries again are going to hamper her, and Rosie Slater ready to come on for Thistle. Now it is on the stretcher and clearly in a lot of distress, not what you want to see at all, especially in the players' final game, but she'll get a round of applause from those in the stands. And with that being the last time she'll play for Partick Thistle, again, you have to say what a career it's been in red and yellow for Taylor McGlashan.
Rosie Slater.
Rosie Slater comes on and looks like she's going to slot in central defence alongside Leah Robinson. Slater on the left hand side. Throw in taken by Hines, back to Notley. Notley playing it forward, it's blocked off by Donaldson. Comes out to Henderson here. Henderson back in and loses the ball. Bullock though steps in and will play that one out for a Hibs throw. Still no goals elsewhere in the league for Celtic, Hearts, Glasgow City or Rangers. As this will clear that one through Slater, it comes to Hines. Hines quickly in towards Adams, but that ball's going to escape her and go through to Megan Cunningham, who picks up the ball and thought about starting it again quickly, but it's just going to hold on to it and go for the long kick. This one in Ferguson's direction. Ferguson met it with her head, but I'm not sure she knew too much about it, and because of that it just deflects back to the opposition. Henderson pressing here, and Eddie will drive between Ferguson and Henderson and just look for the switch again out towards that left hand side. Header on by Tweedy. Robinson with a partial header away and poked towards goal by Nunn, but no threat whatsoever for Megan Cunningham. Hibs have had a pretty impressive record on the road this season. We've won here at Petershill Park against Thistle during the regular campaign. Here the Jags trying to change that general trend. McClintock going on her right foot, tries the cross, that one's blocked, and will that one spin out for a corner kick? Yes it does. Howland can't get there in time and it'll be a corner kick for Thistle to take, and another chance to try and look for the second goal, which so nearly came with Richard Donaldson's effort that came off the post and went wide. Just past the half-hour mark. Can Thistle get that crucial next goal? Bullock to take again. Swung in towards the goalkeeper's area again. Donaldson meeting it, but that one skips away. Slater trying to keep it in play for the Jags and manages to. Plays it back to Robinson. Robinson playing it forward, but it goes through Hines' leg and out for a throw-in. And that one, a more dangerous delivery than the previous corner from that side when Thistle loaded that 6-yard box, but Hibs doing just about enough to see it away. So Hines with the throw. Donaldson meets it first. Murphy will now head it forward. McGowan forced backwards, but keeps a hold of the ball brilliantly. And now Slater onto Murphy, back to Slater again. Slater to Leah Robinson, and Robinson trying to get it out to Donaldson, but that ball's too low, headed away, but then cut out by McGowan, and Kim Murphy will play it forward for Henderson to get after. Leah Eddy with the clearance, drops to Nunn, and excellent control from the Hibs midfielder. Hines then goes back to Notley, and she'll look long again for Tweedy's run. And Tweedy Looks like she's going to get there ahead of Robinson. Robinson gets back in well though, gets a block in and keeps the ball in play as well, and then clears it out to the edge of the box. Nunn picks it up, tries to play it across the box, but that one's blocked by Bullock, and it'll go out for a corner kick. And Hibs now back on the front foot after a couple of minutes with their backs to the wall. Yeah, they're going across to take this corner. We swung in here. Runners coming in late for Hibs. It's towards the back post area. Tweedy will head it up into the air and keep it alive. Slater gets a touch on it. Donaldson gets it further away, but not too far away. Coykin strike blocked by Doherty's head. Now Nunn. She hits it. Tweedy pokes it towards goal with her head and then comes off the bar. Now McGowan trying to get it away. Real moment of danger there for Thistle. Almost Tweedy improvising brilliantly to get Hibs a second goal. McClintock plays it forward for Ferguson. Ferguson looked like she kept that one in play, but the referee says that one had gone out of play, and contrasting opinions from fans of the two different persuasions. Hines' throw flicked on by Tweedy. Slater heads it away, only as far as Tweedy. Coykin into Adams. Adams turns away from Robinson, now drive at Slater. Slater sticking with her and blocks her cross, but it'll be another Hibs corner, and both teams getting plenty of opportunities to put set pieces in the middle here. And you expect that with this many set plays, eventually one might lead to a goal. Again, Eddie going across to take this one. None offering the short option, but Hibs are going to move plenty of bodies into the goalmouth area. Tweedy going towards the back post. That's where the ball goes. Tweedy meets it with the head and puts it wide. Gilt-edged chance for Leah Tweedy there. Well worked set piece routine by Hibs, and she really should have buried that one. Free header at the back post. Cunningham's kick. McEloney gets the first touch, but it'll break to McGowan. Now Donaldson hitting over the top for Ferguson to chase after, and she's in behind Leishman here. Tries to cut back and blocked off well by Leishman, who was recovering. She gets it to Parry, and now Hibs can move forward with it. Nunn lays it off to Coykin, and Coykin will look to switch it to Hibs' right hand side, but Murphy favourite for this one. Lets it drop and then playing it back to Cunningham. That'll be a difficult one to deal with for Megan Cunningham, and she can't stop it from going for a corner kick. And Murphy with a hand of apology to her goalkeeper for putting her in a little bit of trouble there. But again, it'll be a corner kick for Hibs from this stand side. The last one led to a really big chance for Leah Tweedy. See what Hibs can do from this one. Again, Nunn's there offering the short option, maybe just opening things up a little bit in the middle for Hibs. McEloney and Coykin right on the goalkeeper Megan Cunningham. Tweedy, Adams and Notley at the edge of the 6-yard box, and Hines at the edge of the box. It's Notley making the move this time. Go towards the front post area this time, and Robinson heads it away. Hines controls it 20 yards outside the box, playing it forward, but it'll be Murphy's to clear. Ferguson try to let it bounce, and does let it bounce, but then Parry just used her body well to make sure Ferguson couldn't get anywhere near that dropping ball. Played out by Hallam to Hines. Hines infield to Parry, and Parry will turn and drive into the centre circle, into Thistle half. Right footed pass forward that's blocked by McClintock. It will still make its way to Nunn. Forced a little bit wider than she might have liked. It's played back to Hines here. And Coykin gets away from Amy Bullock and then spreads it over to Notley. Notley first time onto McEloney. She's got a little bit of space here, but Doherty's getting back in quickly and gets goal side. McAloney to Parry, back to McAloney, into good space, right foot shot, Cunningham saves, it comes out to Nunn, she slices her shot, and that one goes way off target. And again, Thistle just getting away with one there, a couple of really big chances for Hibs in quick succession. Tweedy first, and now Nunn. So goal kick for Thistle though. Both teams showing a real endeavour to go and win this final game of the season, despite it being meaningless in terms of league placings. Pride certainly still to be played for, and Thistle would be really keen to get a win on the board in this post-split section, albeit not many would have expected them to do so with how tough the fixtures have been, in the schedule in particular as of late has been unbelievably difficult for what is a part-time team. Games against Celtic, Rangers and Glasgow City all within a week. Thistle have equipped themselves really well, especially in the latter part of this run. Here's Bullock now, 3-on-2 for Thistle potentially. Bullock can't squeeze it through to Donaldson. It will come out to Nunn. Nunn on to Parry, but that will just slow things down. Nunn now trying to pick up the pace. She gets past Docherty, looking towards the right hand side, and it goes out to Hines. Murphy coming to meet her. Hines cross into the middle. Cunningham punches it. Now drops to Koiken, puts it back into the middle. Adam strikes it, but that one high up into the air, and it will spin behind for a goal kick. And again, Hibs all of a sudden, as we head towards half time, looking the more likely the two sides to get that second goal. Cunningham aims the ball out towards Donaldson. Hines first to meet it. Drops in the middle where McClintock and McAloney were challenging for it. Eventually it'll make its way to Docherty. Docherty try to switch out to the Thistle left where Henderson's with Notley. Henderson looking to lay it off to Donaldson. Manages to do that. Now Donaldson driving away from a couple of players. Try to get out to Ferguson. That could be an excellent ball. It finds Ferguson. Tries the shot. That one goes wide in the near post. Opening for the Jags. Good vision from Rachel Donaldson to find Ferguson, but couldn't keep her finish down and on target. Thistle shown that even though Hibs have maybe had the better of the last 5 or 10 minutes, that they're still very much a threat when they get the ball. Hines ball forward here, cut out by Robinson. Robinson holds on to it, then feeds it into Bullock. Good play from Leah Robinson. It's back to McClintock, and then quickly out to Rachel Donaldson, who controls it nicely. Swings it into the middle towards Henderson. Henderson heads it on, looking for Ferguson to make a run beyond her, but Ferguson not quick enough to quite get there, and it'll go behind for a goal kick. But suddenly Thistle looking a little bit more energised and a little bit more threatening when they get that ball in the final third. And Donaldson at the centre of a lot of it. Cara Henderson with her goal today takes a 2-goal lead in the top goal scorer rankings, above Rachel Donaldson. Henderson also tied at the top of the assist chart with Abby Ferguson. It's been an excellent season, first season as a Thistle player for Cara. Ball back to Cunningham from Slater. Tweedy meets it with her head, but that one will go out for a throw in on Thistle's left hand side. Throw in from Murphy finds Rachel Donaldson. She's trying to lay it back to Murphy. It's blocked off by Nunn, but we'll go out for a Thistle throw. Just a couple of minutes to go until half time here at Petershill Park. Score: Partick Thistle 1, Hibs 1. Hines with the opener for the away side. Cara Henderson levelling things for the Jags. It's a clearance from Eddie that finds Tweedy. Tweedy's flick on though will drop to Leah Robinson. She plays it on to Docherty. Docherty looking for Ferguson, finding her. Ferguson pressed by two Hibs players, got away from Parry and then got away from Leishman, but by that time Parry had got back in, but then Ferguson winning it back off of Parry, and Henderson blocked off by Eddie. It will be a Thistle throw though, about 10 yards from the byline. We've got a goal in the Celtic versus Hearts game right before half time, and it is for the home side Celtic. They're 1 to the good. Meanwhile, it is 0-0 at Ibrox, which at the moment would mean Celtic would be the SWPL 1 champions this season. Clearance there by Hibs. Robinson letting it bounce, and Tweedy gets him behind Robinson. Slater though steps in and plays it off of Tweedy. It'll go out for a Thistle throw, and good covering from Rosie Slater to make sure that one didn't advance into anything more. Celtic would be winning that on goal difference, that title. It's quite remarkable how tight it's been, and obviously Thistle very nearly taking points off both Celtic and Glasgow City in the last couple of weeks here at Petershill Park, but not to be, with a couple of late goals. Caitlin Hayes for Celtic and Priscilla Chinchilla for Glasgow City. Throw in taken by Hibs from that left hand side, and Parry feeds it into Adams' feet. Rosie Slater though steps in, wins it back for the Jags. Now Cara Henderson plays it on to McClintock. McClintock onto her left, and then over to Doherty on the right. Doherty will play it long, looking for Cara Henderson. She controls it up against Leishman, turns away, looks to go down the right hand side, and getting away from Leishman there. Leishman able to get a foot on it. Henderson goes down, but play goes on. Here's Brooke Nunn now, and Hibs with a chance to get some bodies forward and use their numbers advantage. Nunn forward to Adams, out in the right channel, shoots towards goal, and it would have been a difficult one to score from, whether she was trying to cross it into the middle and just miss-hit it, I'm not sure, but either way it ends up with Megan Cunningham. And half time at Celtic as well, and 1-0 Caitlin Hayes with the goal for Celtic. Who else? As I say, scored a crucial goal against ourselves a few weeks back, and scored one at a similar time against Rangers in a game at Broadwood a couple of months ago, and just been scoring goals pretty much all season long, as well as being part of that Celtic defence, which has barely let anything in all campaign. Doherty here to take the throw in for Thistle as they look to strike before half time. We're almost a minute overtime already. Ferguson can't control. Then McGowan wins it for Thistle, but then Hibs able to step in and win it. Bullock forward towards McGowan. McGowan loses out to Leishman, and now it's McAloney out to the right for Nunn. Nunn can't control that one. Hines will have to backtrack to keep it in play, and does on this touchline. Hines into Koiken. Koiken then out to Nunn, who's one-on-one with Kim Murphy. Nunn will drive inside, plays a pass forward that Slater will cut out and play out for a throw-in. And about a minute and a half overtime now. Most of this additional time coming from that unfortunate stoppage caused by Taylor McGlashan's injury, which saw her substituted for Rosie Slater. Good tackle by Donaldson to win it off of Hines. She was driving forward. Can't get a pass through to Ferguson. There's none. Hines over to Eddie. Eddie again looking for that switch out to the left hand side. Doherty first to it though, heads it sideways, and Slater will now knock it forward. Abby Ferguson is going to pick this one up. Got McAloney right behind her, and helped out by Parry. Hibs are able to win the ball back. Koiken back to Parry. Now we are 2 minutes over the 45. Hibs probing, played forward towards Tweedy, but Robinson cuts that one out. And the referee blows for half-time after that ball forward from Robinson. And the half-time score here at Petershill Park is Partick Thistle 1, Hibernian 1. Hibs hit the front after about 15 minutes through Leanna Hines after a good save from Megan Cunningham to deny Leah Tweedy. But equaliser came through Cara Henderson from Kim Murphy's throw-in, as she controlled and fired in off the post. Excellent spinning finish to make it one each. Rachel Donaldson then almost made it 2-1 straight away. Her effort coming off the side of the post after a great run from Abby Ferguson. And then Taylor McGlashan going down injured and having to be taken off in a stretcher in her final game as a Jag. Hopefully not as serious as it looked. We had a good chance for Hibs to make it 2-1 ahead when it went past the post. But a very even game, and that's reflected in the scoreline. Half time here at Petershill Park. It's Partick Thistle 1, Hibernian 1. Welcome back to our live stream coverage of today's SWPL 1 match between Partick Thistle and Hibernian. Half time has come and gone. We're ready for the start of the second half with the score level at 1 apiece. The goals from Leanna Hines for Hibs and Cara Henderson for Partick Thistle. No changes at the break for either side, and we're ready to go again for the final 45 minutes of the 2022-23 campaign. And it's Hibs who get us underway. Ball played out to Eddie, and then Notley looking long for Adams, and an early chance for her to get in behind. He's got a couple of options in the box, cutting away from Slater, plays it back to Nunn. Nunn takes a touch onto her right foot, gets the shot in, deflected, and that one goes in. Hibs with an almost instant goal at the start of the second half, barely 20 seconds gone, and Hibs find themselves back in front. That one from Nunn with the right foot, deflecting off of Claire Doherty and going in to the back of the net. One ball forward from Thistle, they'll look for a response now. Thistle play the ball forward through Murphy, Donaldson flicks it on, Henderson try to get ahead of Hines and manages to. Then our ball forces Thistle backwards, though McGowan gets there. Now Doherty knocks it forward, looking for Cara Henderson again. McClintock with a first time strike, that one's going to spin away from goal. Just sliced across it slightly, but looked like a decent enough shot. Just didn't quite get it straight on as she would have wanted to. Yeah, second time against Hibs in these post-split fixtures that the start of the second half has proved deadly for the Jags, conceding a goal right after half-time at Meadowbank in the 3-1 defeat, and doing likewise here against them at Petershill. But can they respond this time? Donaldson heads it forward. McEloney winning this one, gets it to Tweedy. Tweedy try to play it over the top, but it's blocked by McGowan. McGowan then loses out to Tweedy, and it will come to Robinson. Forward now to Rachel Donaldson. McGowan stayed down injured, but Donaldson gets it forward to Henderson. Henderson going outside Notley, but Notley recovering well, and then playing it back to our goalkeeper. And Rebecca McGowan back on her feet for Thistle as Ferguson presses Halland. Halland's switch out to the Hibs right hand side is going to be too difficult to handle for Ailey Adams, and it'll go out for a throw, which Murphy takes into Donaldson. Takes a touch wide but can't keep it in. .48 minutes gone in this one here at Petershill Park, and Thistle find themselves behind for a second time. I'm not sure whether that one will go down as a Nunn goal or an own goal. Either way, Hibs back in the lead. Here is Nunn. Plays it back the way to Hines. Hines will take it further back just to keep a hold of the ball under pressure from a couple of Thistle players, and it's Notley here. Notley switching towards Tweedy. Goes straight through to Megan Cunningham though. There's McClintock from Cunningham's kick that was laid off by Rachel Donaldson. Taken out wide against Coykin. Coykin able to get goal side and force her back. Gets it to Murphy though. Murphy in towards Donaldson, but McEloney's first to it, and she then tries to play it forward, but it's cut out by McClintock, or rather blocked by McClintock. Now Murphy towards Henderson. Henderson onto McClintock. McClintock can't control though. Cleared as far as Doherty. Doherty's touch though lets her down, and it'll go out for a Hibs throw in on their left hand side in front of the stand here at Petershill Park. There's Bullock on to Henderson. Henderson to Rachel Donaldson. Got a bit of room to drive into here. Plays it through towards McClintock. It will reach Henderson though. Shoots off the post and back out. Cleared by Leishman. Now it's Parry at the edge of the box. She'll play it on to Koiken, and Koiken will knock it longer. Robinson will keep it alive for Thistle and play it forward. Leishman with the header. Abby Ferguson here challenging to keep it alive, and does keep it alive against Parry, but Parry uses her body well to make sure Ferguson doesn't get there, and it is cleared for a Thistle throw. Throw in to McGowan. McGowan felt she was fouled. The referee didn't agree. We're all back with Thistle though through Doherty. Doherty down the line for Abby Ferguson to chase after it, but Leishman going to try and see this one out, and does see it out successfully for a throw, but Thistle with a chance to answer back within 5 minutes, but Henderson hitting the post as Rachel Donaldson did in the first half. Throw in by Leishman. Doherty to McGowan. This one's going to be cleared. Slater heads it. McClintock can't get there. Ahead of McAloney, who'll play it out to the right hand side for Hines. Hines with a high ball forward that Slater can't get to. Doherty will get to it though. Her clearance blocked. And none forward to Parry. He's got a bit of room here to pick out a cross. Plays it in first time towards the back post area. Too high for Tweedy. And Murphy will get there first for Thistle and play it out for a Hibs throw 5 yards from the byline. Throw in taken by Hibs. Hines though, misplaced pass, and that one will go out for a Thistle throw. Or a Thistle goal kick, I should say. So responding well to that early blow at the start of the second half. Hibs retaking the lead with a deflected effort from Brooke Nunn. Cara Henderson coming close to getting another equaliser. There's another Thistle throw in. Hines down with a little knock, but gets back to her feet relatively quickly. Murphy gives it away. Adams out to the right hand side. Her cross in the middle. Cunningham has to punch that one, and it goes away for a corner. Well, that was a cross that could have ended up in the back of the net if Cunningham hadn't been on her toes. She does well to get her hand to it and make sure it doesn't go in. Here's Notley coming across to take this corner. Hibs with 3 at the edge of the box, 2 on the goalkeeper, as they set up a couple of times in the first half, and again none coming short for it. Tweedy towards the back post area. At the front post it's Eddie. It's towards that front post, deflects towards goal off a Thistle body, and Cunningham grabs it. I think it was the back of Leah Robinson that it came off. Cunningham looking for Ferguson with the long ball. Not able to control that one. And Hines now forward to Parry. Hines went down and referee playing the advantage. Notley plays it across the halfway line to Leishman. She tries to get McAloney moving down the line, but McClintock steps in and plays it out for a Hibs throw. Which Hines will trot forward to take. Goes into Nunn. Nunn forced back by a combination of Murphy and Bullock, and then back heels it out of play, so Thistle throw. Murphy thought about getting things started quickly, but just going to take her time and let her teammates get set up here first. Goes down the line. Henderson flicks on, but it's not to any teammate, it's to Leah Eddy. She'll give it on to Notley, and Notley into Koiken in the centre of the park. Left footed pass now, looking for Parry. What a ball that is. Good first touch from Parry, but Doherty gets back in well. Parry now onto her right foot, onto Adams. Adams can't control it, breaks to Tweedy. Thistle not able to clear in here, bit of pinball. McAloney chips it into the middle, Doherty with the header away, and the offside flag will go up against Lucy Parry. 55 minutes played, 10 of this second half I should say, and Hibs with the 1 goal advantage. So Megan Cunningham take this kick for Thistle. Long ball forward will fall to Koiken. Nobody really taking control of that situation for either team. Donaldson steps in there with a good tackle. Tweedy try to get it through to Hines, but it's blocked by Murphy, and now Rachel Donaldson bursting forward. McAloney chasing, plays it out to Henderson on her left foot. She's going to check back and look for the pass to Rachel Donaldson, but it's a poor pass, and that one's cut out by McAloney. At the edge of the box, it'll be a Thistle throw. Murphy ready to take this throw. Looking for Cara Henderson. She flicks it on with the header. Ferguson trying to get there, pokes it towards goal, and that one goes wide of the post. Little half chance for Abby Ferguson there as she broke towards that ball, but not able to find the target. So Haaland to take the goal kick for Hibs. Scores the same as they were at half time elsewhere. Celtic a goal to the good against Hearts, and Rangers and Glasgow City can't be separated at 0-0. Here's Koiken playing it forward. Robinson no clear. Henderson can chase after this one, but Leishman overwhelming favourite to get there first and does well to control and then play it forward. Parry back to Leishman. And then on to Eddie. She looks for the switch out to Hines on the right. Hines got there, but then Murphy stepped in from the heavy touch. Murphy though can only put it out for a throw. Hines throw looking for Adams, too high for her, and Slater will clear. Notley's control takes it straight to Ferguson. Ferguson looking for a first time ball in behind to Cara Henderson, but far too heavy with the pass and goes all the way through to the goalkeeper. Here's Notley looking for a right foot ball out to Parry, but Doherty cuts it out, heads it away for a throw. And those diagonals from centre to both left and right, a regular weapon for Hibs in this game. Varying levels of success. That throw-in's coming through to Robinson, who will play it out for a Hibs throw. And as Hibs slowly creep up this left-hand side. Parry to take the throw in. Into Tweedy. Tweedy can't control though, and it's cleared by McClintock. Now Ferguson. She can't bring it under control. It'll go out for a Thistle throw though from Eddie's touch. So Doherty throwing it in. It's cleared. Leishman to none. Now Koiken to Lucy Parry. Doherty can't win it off her. Parry keeps going down the left hand side. It's McAloney now. Here's Parry, taken out by Donaldson. And it'll be a free kick for Hibs wide on the left hand side. So it'll be Lee to take the set piece from the left hand side with the right foot, 2 in the wall for Thistle. Swung in, floated towards the back post area, it comes all the way through to Coykin on the far side, takes it out to the right flank. Coykin back heels it to Hines, offside is up against Hines. Our kick will come straight back Thistle's way. Tweedy back to Coykin. There's Leah Eddy looking for the right footed switch out to the left hand side for Parry, but Dockett gets back in, gets her head on it, and it'll go out for a Hibs throw. Here's Parry, away from Ferguson, still going, blocked off. Now Adams gets the shot in, but Cunningham saves, pretty much straight at the Thistle keeper. Thistle look like they're getting a couple of changes ready. Lindsay Taylor and Imogen Longcake, I think, both going to be coming on. Long ball forward, Notley wins the header. I'll come back to Notley from Hines, and Notley tries to get it to McAloney, but Murphy steps in. McAloney though gets a header forward that drops to Brooke Nunn. She works backwards and then spins away from Kim Murphy to move forwards again. Chips it into Adams. She can't control. Slater now forward to Abby Ferguson. Abby Ferguson pressed by Leishman. Ferguson gets a tackle in. That one's going to go out for a throw in, and it came off of Ferguson last. So Hibs ball. Here's Tweedy. Comes off Tweedy last, and it'll go out for Thistle throw. We are now going to get those changes for Thistle. It looks like it's going to be a triple change rather than a double change, with Claire Adams also prepped to enter the field of play. So triple change for the Jags. Amy Bullock making way, Jordan McClintock making way, and Abby Ferguson also going off. So coming on for the Jags, Lindsay Taylor, Claire Adams and Imogen Longcake, freshening things up a little bit in the middle of the park, and in the front line we'll see what they can do. Abby Ferguson's had a couple of half chances today. Here's Coykin to Nunn. Back the way to Notley. Notley chips it forward. Murphy's headed away. Lindsay Taylor getting her first touches, trying to get away from Coykin, but Coykin does well to stick with her. Hines picks up the loose ball. Gets away from Donaldson and Taylor. Driving. Gives it wide to Coykin. Coykin chance to cross. Does put the cross in. Doherty will get her head to it. Falls to Hines. Hines trying to get space for a shot, ends up getting the pass to Adams. Adams' strike goes wide of the post, and it was a well hit one from Ellie Adams, but couldn't find the target. There's Hines back the way to McAloney. Her crossing in the middle looking for Tweedy. Robinson gets an important head on that one though, and now it'll be Doherty coming across to try and clear it, and she does clear it, but goes straight back to Hibs though. Leishman with a loose touch that gives it to Taylor, then Taylor likewise lets Eddie step in. Brooke Nunn now chipping it into the middle. Rosie Slater doesn't get there. Adams now away from Slater, off the post, and it'll come back to Kim Murphy. Massive chance for Hibs to make it 3-1. Not taken, and Thistle get away with one slightly there as that ball into the box just caught them all out, and Adams, after creating a bit of space, couldn't finish. There's Claire Adams. Now Lindsay Taylor for Thistle. Trying to get past McAloney and Coykin, but crowded out in the end, and it's back to Notley from McAloney. Notley's low ball forward, cut out by Kim Murphy. Notley again just smashes it forward. Doherty's kick will take it back towards our goalkeeper. And Thistle now with a chance to build from the back. Long ball forward, Notley heads away, it'll go out for a Thistle throw. Throw in comes to Donaldson, then Murphy will play it forward. One for a long kick to chase, but Leishman with a good header away. At the edge of the box, it's Parry who will knock it forward further. Coykin now with good control to get it to McAloney. McAloney with the switch to Brooke Nunn. Doherty getting back in, but Nunn showing a good turn of pace. Doherty with a great tackle though, and that one will be a Hibs throw in line with the edge of the Thistle box. Throw in taken by Hibs. It'll fall to Doherty though, and she'll just let it go out for a Thistle throw. So now Thistle's ball. There's Robinson's long ball. Henderson can't get there. Eddie clears. Nunn flicks it on. Drop to Doherty. Claims a handball, but given handball, but the offside flag also is up, so the offside's going to be given rather than the handball. Cunningham, long kick that Lindsay Taylor flicks on, comes through to Henderson, rolls a defender, but Eddie steps in and she'll put it out for a throw, but it's a bit more like it from Thistle. They've struggled to really mount much of an attacking threat since Cara Henderson hit the post 5 minutes into this second half. Abby Ferguson had that one shot that went past the post, but apart from that there's not been too much. They'll be keen to get back some sort of control because they have looked threatening at plenty of junctures in this match. That throw in dropped to Nunn, now comes out to Claire Adams, takes one touch then shoots with the left foot, blocked by Notley, comes back to Claire Adams, shoots and it goes wide of the post. Snatched it a little bit, got 2 bites at the cherry, but not able to hit the target with that second attempt after the first one was blocked. Taylor with the header, straight up into the air, and Piaturi knocks it over her own head. Slater with the header away, and then McGowan knocks it on. Donaldson gets to it, and then play it forward for Henderson to chase after with Notley, and Henderson will get there ahead of Notley. 2 options central. Lindsay Taylor's the one that she finds, but Taylor not able to quite control it before Hines got in. Here's McGowan now after the ball was initially cleared by Hibs. McGowan out to Murphy, and Murphy able to win a throw for the Jags. And Murphy trying to take that throw in quickly, blocked off by McAloney. And they're going to get a word from the referee. As we head towards the last 20 minutes here at Petersall Park, the last 20 minutes of the season. So Murphy now to retake that throw. Goes into Donaldson. Donaldson controls it and wins a free kick. McAloney the perpetrator. I think it's going to leave this one to be taken by Rachel Donaldson. Thistle sending the two centre half forward, Slater and Robinson. Taylor, Henderson and long kick all in there as well. Donaldson's delivery, headed away by Notley, comes back out towards Donaldson. Donaldson heads it forward, but it's going to be cleared by Coykin. Now Hibs with numbers over if they're quick here, but Docherty steps in well. Here's Docherty into Lindsay Taylor, back to Rachel Donaldson, and Cara Henderson turns and shoots with the right foot, just past the post. Didn't have much time to look up at the goal and pick her spot, but almost found that bottom corner. Celtic going 2-0 up in their game against Hearts, so bettering their position at the top of SWPL 1 table as things stand, still goalless at Ibrox between Rangers and Glasgow City. It's 2-1 to Hibs here at Petershill Park. There's Murphy with the header forward, she's wiped out, and it'll be a free kick to the Jags, and some treatment needed after a clash of heads. We're going to have another stoppage in this game. Brave for Murphy there, and knew she was going to get clattered, but went in for it regardless. But as things stand, Thistle will finish the season on 32 points, which is already 14 points better off than they finished last season with. It's been a brilliant season for Brian Graham's side, getting that top 6 finish, and maybe not got as many points as they feel they deserve over these 10 games post-split, but plenty of good performances, plenty of encouragement, and plenty to take into the summer and beyond. But still hoping to get a result today. Still very much in the game, and a couple of chances in the last few minutes, one for Claire Adams, one for Cara Henderson, have shown that they're very much still in the game, albeit Hibs looking just as dangerous going the other way. So it's made for a good game today. Both teams playing with a bit of freedom. That's a free kick here for Thistle that Cunningham's going to take. Ailey Adams off to the side of the pitch after that treatment. Cunningham's ball forward, headed away. Now Nunn and Adams in a race, and Adams with a good foot in. Murphy now to Donaldson, who plays it first time forward. Header away by Eddie. Now Tweedy try to go for it, bumps into Adams, play goes on. Here's Lindsay Taylor. Try to play it through for a long kick, and she's fast, but she's not quite that fast. She'll not be able to make that. And Hallam just lets it go out for a goal kick. .17 minutes to play. Both teams ready to make a change.
Fifth and final substitution for Partick Thistle, clearing off the pitch. A big, loud elevation for today's captain, Kim Murphy!
It's Kim Murphy going off for the last time as a Thistle player. Two and a half years as a Jag, part of the promotion to SWPL 1 and our top 6 finish. Captain today,
number 26, Taylor Fisher.
Now makes way for Taylor Fisher, to a good reception from the Thistle fans, the Thistle teammates and the coaching staff. 57 appearances in red and yellow for Kim Murphy. So that means Donaldson's going to slot in at left back where Murphy was, and Taylor Fisher's going to go up front. There's Eddie playing it on towards Parry. Parry up against Doherty, who's taken the captain's armband from Murphy. Cross blocked, now Fisher, good control. Looking for options, gives it to Claire Adams. Adams to McGowan. And on to Donaldson. Donaldson first time looking for Henderson, but Notley steps in and clears. It'll come back to Rachel Donaldson. Donaldson driving forward, past a couple of challenges, still going. Hines thought about coming to pressure, but she stands off. Great pass from Donaldson into Lindsay Taylor. Taylor though with a looser touch. Hibbs not dealing with it brilliantly though. Eventually Eddie will clear it to Hines. Good control with the shoulder. And she then stands on the ball and gives it back to Henderson. Henderson then gives it back to Hibbs. And neither team doing a great job of hanging on to possession at the moment, but here's Hines again. Back to Notley. Leah Eddy. Here's Benny Halland. Donald to take this throw in from the halfway line. Taking a few extra yards, we've been told to step back by the referee. Goes down the line looking for Henderson. Henderson lets it run through to Lindsay Taylor. Taylor tackled by Notley, and that one will go out for a throw in right down next to the corner flag. Throw in by Taylor back to Donaldson. Donaldson looking to create some space, goes down, no foul, says the referee, and Norma Mustafa can look to counter-attack for Hibbs. She's just come on for Brooke Nunn. Here's Parry, past a couple of Thistle defenders, still going. Rosie Slater blocks her off though and plays it off of the Hibbs player, and it will go out for a Thistle throw on their right hand side. Claire Doherty looks in line for that throw in. It's blocked off by a combination of Leishman and Mustafa. Doherty into Adams, back to Doherty. Doherty long, looking for Lindsay Taylor. Taylor controls, but can't get to the second touch. Now coming back, wants to try and challenge with Parry. Gets her foot on the ball and it'll go out for a Thistle throw. Lindsay Taylor into Taylor Fisher. Onto Longcake, goes out of play. It'll be Thistle's throw though. Deflection on the pass. Lindsay Taylor takes it to Doherty. Doherty loose with that touch, but it breaks through to Longcake a little bit fortuitously. Longcake gets away from 3 challenges, then plays it on to Doherty, out wide on the right here. Low cross to Taylor Fisher, plays it on looking for Henderson, but that one just short when there were 2 bodies over on the far side. Fisher was looking for the run to the near post. Throwing into Longcake. Doherty again. Tries to cross it, it's blocked by Koiken. She'll stop it from going for a corner, but will play it out for a throw. Here's Taylor Fisher playing it on towards Henderson. Hines though with a good clearing header. Lindsay Taylor wiped out by Mustafa, and the free kick is going to be given to the Jags. Very central here, about 35 yards from goal, and it's Cara Henderson standing over it. And looking like the player that's going to take it. 11 minutes left of the 90. Henderson steps up, goes for goal, just over the bar from Cara Henderson. Wasn't far over, got plenty of power in the strike as well, but too high to cause Halland any problems.
Thank you everyone for your support today. An attendance of 187. Thank you to the 55 visiting fans. At the end of the game today, please don't rush off. The players will be looking to have a group photo with the crowd at the end of the game.
Here's Hines with the long ball forward. Adams flicks it on to Mustafa. Mustafa gets it back to Adams. Adams looking to feed it through to McAloney, but Thistle block that one off. Now Claire Adams on to Cara Henderson. Henderson trying to get it to Fisher and manages to. Fisher now working it backwards, gives it to Claire Adams. Adams on to Lindsay Taylor. Taylor waiting for Doherty's run and gives it to Claire Doherty. Doherty down the line for long cake, but she can't control that one. It skips off her foot and will go out for a Hibs throw on their left. Leishman waiting for movement from Mustafa. He'll go down the line eventually, but Doherty heads it forward, meets it, and Leishman can only put it out for a Thistle throw now. Doherty down to long cake. Cleared partially by Leishman. Further on by Parry, and then Tweedy. Robinson heads it, hits it over her own head, I should say. Drops to Koiken though, and Koiken trying to get Ailey Adams moving. That ball though is just going to veer out to the right hand side and go out for a Thistle throw. Cara Henderson to Rachel Donaldson. And Rosie Slater wants the long ball forward, but it's cut out by Hines pretty easily. Hines can't control it though, so it'll come back to Rachel Donaldson. Now into Lindsay Taylor with a bit of room to move into if she's quick. McElhenney got back in well, but now Lindsay Taylor playing it through towards Henderson, but that pass too heavy, and Talon gets there ahead of Henderson. To head it long for Hibs towards Hines, but Henderson wins that initial header. Notley clears it. It's going to go out of play for Thistle ball. Donaldson takes the throw down the line. Try to get it to Henderson or Fisher. Henderson touches it on for Fisher to chase after, and played out of the park by Eddie. Thistle getting back on the front foot as we enter the final 8 minutes here. Putting Hibs under some pressure. Donaldson into Adams, back to Rachel Donaldson again. She cuts away from Koiken into a bit of room. Try to play one into the middle. Hallen deals with that one well though. No spillage, and chance to fall on the ball and just let a few seconds tick away. Hibs looking to hold out for a third victory over Thistle in 4 attempts this season. Hallen's long ball towards Tweedy. Donaldson just leans in and sees it out for a throw. And Donaldson will take the throw, getting it up towards Cara Henderson. Notley though gets a head in. Now Hines dribbles out of play. A throw for Donaldson to take. Goes into Adams, back to Rachel Donaldson. Donaldson over to Leah Robinson. Robinson trying to get a long ball in behind to Doherty. That could be an excellent ball, but it's just got a bit too much angle on it, and Halland will be there first and able to just let it run out for a goal kick. 83 minutes gone at Petershill Park, and you imagine there'll be a decent bit of injury time, a couple of stoppages in this second half. Probably the most significant one, that head knock stoppage for Murphy and Adams. For the moment though, Halland take the goal kick. This one's not quite going to reach the halfway line. Fisher first to meet it, Taylor then heads it forward. Parry partially clears it, but then Lindsay Taylor can nod it forward to Cara Henderson. Henderson lets it bounce, comes back to Lindsay Taylor. She's advancing, trying to play it to the right for a long kick, but misplaced pass. Now Claire Adams cuts inside, plays it to Lindsay Taylor, back towards Claire Adams, but that's cut out by McElhenney. Good defensive awareness from the midfielder. Doherty into Lindsay Taylor, back to Claire Doherty, who'll play it into the middle. Fisher and Henderson both going for it, but neither of them can get to it, and it will go all the way over to the opposite side of the box where Halland thought about coming to get it, but let it run, and it will go out for a Hibs throw. points here. Henderson knocks it forward to Taylor Fisher. Fisher heads it onto Longcake. Longcake though beaten to it by Shannon Leishman. Hines forward, but it's cut out by the other number 7, Claire Adams. McGowan forward, but that one is going to go through for a goal kick. And Hibs doing a pretty good job of just not giving Thistle too much encouragement or allowing them to build too much momentum here. It looks like Hibs possibly getting a goalkeeping change ready. With Kaczynska. And a full kit ready to go. So we'll see if that's the case. Doherty now playing it forward for the Jags. Leishman's header forward. McGowan now knocks it back in Hibs' direction. Here's Longcake. Tackled by Koiken. Thistle throw. Midway inside the Thistle half, or the Hibs half I should say. Forward towards Longcake, but it's cleared by Eddie with the head for a throw. Doherty to Longcake. Back to Doherty, plays it into the middle. It's Lindsay Taylor at the back post with a header, but that one's over the bar. She got to it, but that's pretty much all she could do. Couldn't get up and over the ball to head it down towards goal. And another chance for Thistle goes begging. And it will be a goalkeeping change for Hibs. Kaczynska coming on and Howland going off. So 3.5 minutes plus injury time for Daniela Kaczynska.
Thank you once again to
And the Hibs goal.
sponsors, the Wilson family and the captain sponsor, 4-1 Sports Media. They have both chosen as their player of the match.
So
Today's
here's
captain, Partick Thistle,
Kaczynska.
Ken Murphy.
Long ball from Kaczynska. Taylor wins the header. Now Henderson trying to get there ahead of Notley, but Notley doing well to use her strength and then turn and play it off Henderson. So it'll be a throw to the away side. And Glasgow City have a 90th minute goal at Ibrox that could win them SWPL 1. So here's Notley with a throw for Thistle. Meantime, Tweedy flicks it on. Now Mustafa looking to get out to the left hand side, but it's blocked off. Now into Longcake. She's blocked off by Mustafa. Doherty though there. She plays it forward and it's cut out by Adams. Parry into the midfield, but it's Claire Adams winning it back for Thistle. Claire Doherty. Can't find Lindsay Taylor with her pass forward and it's cleared by Eddie. Doherty then heads it into Claire Adams. Adams out towards Longcake, but too much pace on that. And ball breaks for Notley to clear. Launching it high over the Thistle defence. Robinson and Slater not dealing with it. Mustafa might get there. Robinson though steps in and will play it out to Rachel Donaldson. Donaldson back the way to Megan Cunningham. Takes one touch and then plays it back out to Rachel Donaldson. Donaldson then will launch it long. Lindsay Taylor chests it down and then try to turn away from Notley, but Notley with a good strong challenge. Lindsay Taylor then gets a foot in but not able to win it back. Here's Hines. Her pass cut out. Cara Henderson into Taylor Fisher's feet. Plays a first time ball to Longcake. Longcake past Adams and then into Lindsay Taylor. Taylor tried to lay it off to McGowan, but again Thistle dispossessed. Here's Mustafa now for the Hibees. Driving at the Thistle defence. Two options in front of her. Trying to feed it through to one of them, but can't find either. It's blocked off by Robinson. Robinson will get it forward to Cara Henderson. Now Lindsay Taylor turns nicely and then trying to get a pass over the top to Longcake, and will find that pass to Longcake. She's out wide here on the side of the box. Keeps it in play, blocked off by Adams, or Parry I should say, and it's cleared by Parry for a throw-in.
Just a reminder that today's half-time draw winning ticket was a white ticket, 21 to 25.
So Claire Doherty comes forward, take this throw. Claire Adams, back to Claire Doherty, crosses it into the middle. McElhenney partially clears, drops to McGowan, controls and then tackled by Hines. Cleared to Tweedy. Now Rachel Donaldson, on to Lindsay Taylor. Donaldson, Adams, and Claire Doherty. Doherty towards the back post area. Coykin heads away. Adams controls. Takes it out to the left and then plays it down the left, but that one's going to go out of play for a throw. Doherty takes a throw to Fisher, back to Doherty, now Longcake. Good turn, brought down. It'll be a free kick at the corner of the box, and a yellow card for McElhenney for presumably a Claire Adams standing over this free kick. 91.5 minutes played, might not be many chances for Thistle to score that equaliser left. Looking to finish the season on a high with a comeback draw against Hibs here at Petershill Park. Adams delivers towards the back post, headed away by Ailey Adams. Now back to Donaldson. Donaldson plays it forward, but that's got too much on it. It will carry all the way through for a goal kick, and that is full time. Final score here at Petershill Park. Partick Thistle 1, Hibs 2. It was 1-1 at the break. Goals from Leanna Hines and Cara Henderson. But a second half goal 20 seconds into the second period. Brooknum shot deflected off Claire Doherty and went in to make it 2-1, and that's how it stayed. Cara Henderson hit the post not long after, as did Ailey Adams later in the second half, but it stayed at 2-1, and Thistle finished the season on 32 points. A historic season for the Jags. Top 6 finish, their highest ever finish in Scottish women's football, but not able to get a result on the final day. Final games for the club for Kim Murphy and Taylor McGlashan, and now a bit of time to relax and unwind, but a big summer coming ahead of another big season for PTWFC.